Yo,
Hey. Oh,
what
wow.
the?
What?
What
What
is
is this?
happening? Who are you?
Man, no technical difficulties for the
There
start.
never is.
Welcome to the new meta episode 54. My name is ThaPChild.
Yeah. And I'm a Lord Fluffy.
So, both of our internet seemed to be good, but there was a little bit of digitalness going on
Yeah.
between us. So, I don't know if it's a Discord issue or what exactly is happening. It could be. There's some crazy storms in Kansas City right now.
Yeah.
In St. Louis, it's moving towards St. Louis. So,
Mhm.
the
Wait.
the interconnects between us could be screwed up.
I
But
had to evacuate to the basement on stream. That's the second time I've
yeah,
had to do that.
that's crazy, man. Just
Some
tornado sirens going off or what?
this tornado sound was going off, and like it's like they were going off, and I was like, I looked outside, and I was like, there's no wind, there's nothing, there's not even like
Yeah,
raining. So I was like, nah.
right.
And I started playing again for like 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden, like the house, like kind of like, woof, and like it moved, and like the rain started like
You're
plowing
like,
down. I was like, all right, guys, gotta go.
gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened last week for me in St. Louis. The tornadoes. Me and my family got in the car. We were gonna go out to dinner, and we start driving towards the restaurant, and then all of a sudden, tornado sirens start going off, and then people just scattered, like gone. I was like, oh shit. My wife's like, do you want to go home? And I'm like, well, I mean, we're gonna get blown away in the house the same. We might as well be full.
Right.
So we drove to the restaurant. We ate, and we were like the only customers in the restaurant as the tornado sirens were
Solid.
going off. But yeah, it was cool. But it was the same way, and there was no rain, no wind, no nothing. And then all of a sudden, it just hit like
Right.
boom, right as we were finishing up. It was crazy. So we drove home in the craziness. That was cool. But it was almost walking distance from my house, so not
Yeah.
a big deal.
Word up.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
So last week we did a
Yeah.
straw poll. You want to talk about the
No.
results to that bad boy?
I really don't.
All right.
Hang on, pulling it up. Okay. Yeah, last week we said choose one. Choose your own adventure, chat. End-game content added every season. Small content similar to like Breach, Abyss, and Essence from PoE. And if you guys don't know what that is, just to put that in perspective, it'd be like you're in a rift and like some little event happens that can like drop like certain like legendaries or currency or whatever. And it's like this kind of like fun little thing to do inside of a rift. Like not huge, but like it's content, right?
Right.
Or we get a new class every other season. So essentially one class every 6 months.
I'm gonna say new class one.
Okay.
I don't know. I think personally I would like to have new content.
Yeah, sure.
I think that the
Every
class would be
season.
cool for a couple weeks.
Right. Yeah.
But then after that, you're like, well, it's 6 months until we get something new now. So see you in a little
Sure.
bit. Whereas every 2 to 3 months, we're gonna get something smaller,
Mhm.
and that would just build on itself.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess the classes would too. I pick end game content.
Would the classes build on themselves? Because it'd be like you're playing the same game. You're just different
Yeah.
classes.
Just different 1, 2, 3, 4 spam.
Yeah, pretty much. Which would be cool. Like, I mean, obviously the dream is both, but we just have to pick one. I would obviously pick the end game stuff, the more stuff to do, constant content and I think it'd be good for the game overall. Kind of like what Chris Wilson said for GGG, like give players a reason to come back. But yeah, I'm gonna vote. That's my vote, and the results are 62% say end game
Not bad.
content every season.
Cool.
And 38% for a new class biannually. That's
Okay.
actually like closer than I thought it would be, though, to be honest. Because, like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I kind of thought new class was gonna.
Yeah, I did think it was
gonna
going to
be
win,
close.
but
I
I'm
thought it would be
glad
close.
it didn't. But
Yeah.
yeah, like a new class. Okay, so Druid comes out, right?
Mhm.
And like Necro came out, and it did carry, right? It carried for probably like 6 months. Like,
Yeah,
it
it
was
did
a
pretty
ton
good.
of fun to play. Very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like reminiscent of old Diablo, playing a Necromancer, right? The nostalgia, right? Huge.
Yeah, and it had 4 new sets and a bunch of new legendary
Mhm.
items. So there were new builds to play and new things. So
Sure.
I mean, a new class, assuming it comes with 4 new sets. I mean, that's a little bit of toys to play with.
That's a
you know?
lot, right? Like,
But
right.
they did balance patch patched Necro in season 11 and 12 back to back.
Sure.
So, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but essentially you're still doing the same stuff though, and that's what really made me choose the ladders. Because like, I mean, I love playing. I could play Necro like just tons and tons, and imagine if we had like actual other things to do outside of Rift and Greater Rift. Like, oof.
I'm with you 100% on that, and I'm to the point where I think the Rift system was such a good system. It was able to carry the game.
Yeah.
For this long.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been 4 years, 5 years. It's been carrying.
Right.
That just proves how good of a system it is.
Sure.
But it needs something else to go with it. It needs like I'm starting to get it to the point where even with balance changes and things like that, it's like, oh, well, this is really fun to try out and see how it does. But we're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like if you had the same racetrack in your backyard and you got a new go-kart every 3 or 4 months, that's fun, but you're driving the same racetrack forever.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
So,
and like,
I don't know.
Yeah, Risk, Greater Risk, they're a great base game. Like, it's such a strong base game that I think it'd be so good to add on to that. It's a missed opportunity for sure.
So I think, yeah, I'm with you, man. I would love to get new stuff to do with these classes.
Yeah.
So,
but poll for next week.
And this kind of ties into a lot of what I'm seeing on like social sites, Reddit, the battle.net forums, my own Twitter feed.
Yeah.
People messaging me, people DMing me. It's this, you know, I'm getting a lot of this, man. Like this has probably been the most complaints I've had in a couple seasons about it. So,
really? See, I haven't really. I mean, I know that there's been a huge like community outcry, I guess, recently. If you look like all over Reddit and the forums, but like as far as like my community, I haven't really heard anyone. Maybe because people are just so used to it at this point, and like I'm pretty like nonchalant about it at this point because it's like there's literally nothing we can do. So it's like.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Right.
So let read the question.
Yeah.
Sorry, I cut you off.
Do you think bots should be the focus, should be a focus of the Diablo team in the future, even if it would reduce content for a season or two? And the answers are yes, please address the bot issue. I will sacrifice content for it. Or 2, no, I want content. I can deal with the bots. So I'll spam that in chat so you guys can vote. And we won't share our opinion until next week.
No. It's so hard not to just get straight into it.
Yeah.
But
I want to start off with something that I'm going to tell you. This kind of pissed me off. This kind of pissed me off big time.
Man. Yeah, dude.
So just on YouTube, a Redditor posted that like this ad came up while like he was just like trying to watch some video.
Yep.
And it's for like some mobile game. And it's selling the Diablo 3 Asmodan like CGI scene as like their shit.
Yep.
Like straight up taking it
out.
And whatever that fucking game title was.
I mean, I hope Blizzard sues the living fuck out of these guys.
Right.
Like, get them, Blizz. Get their asses, dude. Because this isn't the only game I've seen this in. Like, I've been seeing these mobile games, and I'm like, dude, isn't that... And I can't think of what I saw off the top of my head. Like, there are definitely some that stole World of Warcraft art. Like, straight up, that's Orc, that's Night Elf. Like, you know, those are even weapons I recognize. I've seen that, but this is like ridiculous.
Is ballsy, man.
I think the same game. I think the same game actually stole. Wasn't it? Didn't it have like Mathiel in there or Imperial or somebody was in there? And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Like how? Ugh, gross. Like, I hope. Yeah, I mean, I hope Blizzard just like fucking shuts them down because that's fucked, man. Like that's super fucked. And I hope it's not something like, because like we don't know. Like it could be some bullshit where like, okay, this is they develop in like the Ukraine or something, and like our laws don't apply to them and shit like that. Like,
but it's still is it on our store? I think I've seen the World of Warcraft shit on my phone for sure.
Right.
So I don't necessarily think I've seen this Diablo knockoff one, but man, I don't know. That's crazy.
Chat saying,
I mean, at least.
Just saying that Facebook ads use Nephilim fighting Malthael artwork.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Like, how could you think he would get away with that, too? Like, Diablo, one of the most, like, known like best-selling
Their game's
titles of
gotta
all
be
time.
shit. It has to be a shitty game. It's just a cash grab, you know?
Yeah,
And then next week they'll just like market it as a new app with the same code and
sure.
do it again. I don't know.
Because
You
people
know?
would see this and be like, "Wow, like this game must have some like
That's
money behind it or
They got some
something."
crazy development. Yeah,
Right.
that's top tier CG.
Right.
You know? Which it is top tier.
It
Like
is,
you gotta
yeah.
think about this, man. That CG came out, that was vanilla. So that's
Yeah.
2011, right?
Yeah,
Was
yeah.
it 11 or
11.
12?
11,
Something
I
like that.
think.
It's been so long. So
Yeah.
that means they probably made it in 10. That's 9-year-old CG, man. Blizzard's CG department just crushes it.
Yeah,
Top
they're
notch
so
on
good.
everything.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft, like the World of Warcraft movie, all their Diablo, like the Reaper of Souls cinematic was so good. I was like, damn, is that for a second? I'm like, is that legit? Is that like an actor or is that CG?
Yeah, I don't know
Shit's
about
so
that.
good,
It
dude.
was good. Yeah,
His
they do a
face,
really good job.
his Tyrion's face looked amazing in there. I was like, damn, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
So they actually have behind the scenes World of Warcraft cinematic footage out there. So if you ever wanted to see the process, they released a behind the scenes making of the BFA when they had the King Arthas, maybe, I don't know the king's name, like whoever the alliance leader is right now. He's this young kid, and they show him like the
Quinn.
actor like holding the sword up and screaming and shit.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Is it?
Quinn 69?
I don't know.
He was that guy, right?
Yeah, just like
Yeah. No, I saw some of that. It was interesting. I don't know how I saw some of that. It's not like I looked for it. Probably just bored at
maybe
work.
they showed us at BlizzCon or something because I remember seeing
Yeah,
it
you're
too, and
right.
it's
They
like, I didn't
did.
search for that.
Yeah. They showed like the
So-
actor with the things on his face and shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Maybe
Yeah,
it was
I think you're right.
Yeah.
And doing.
But
There
it-
you go, chat.
There. Yeah. That's so. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
But moving on to, I hate to focus on negative shit in Diablo, like but how does this like happen? So the Switch leaderboards, we've talked about it in the past, but like, it's actually crazy. Like these guys have rings with 3 sockets. The leaderboards
Plus
are completely
1,000,000% physical.
Yeah.
Or some shit, or skeletal mage
billion
damage or something.
1 billion physical
Bil-
skill damage.
A billion. Yeah, a billion physical. Like,
It's effed, man.
how are they instantly banned? That's the thing I don't understand.
Yeah, look at this. Look.
Like,
So if you guys can't see, like the GR 150 in a fucking minute.
yeah.
Solo. No, I'm sorry. The top I can't even see because I'm in the chat, but like there's 46 seconds. 150. Like how is that not like
See, the
past
problem
some
is
kind
if
of
there's-
parameter that's like, whoa, wait
if
a
there's
minute.
no integrity in your ladder, then what's the point of the ladder? Like, don't even put it. If you can't keep the integrity of it, don't even put it in the game.
Yeah.
And
And then it's
that-
like
that-
it's the same argument for like PC, right? Like the people that cheat in Diablo are just like, you got to be a kind of just a scumbag because like like you don't get anything for it. Like PoE, like you bought in PoE, like you can sell your currency on like third-party websites and like you're still a piece of crap, but like you're doing it for money or whatever, right? Whereas in like Diablo, it's like you're literally just botting to like be at the top of this leaderboard.
brag about botting
Because,
maybe?
like,
I don't.
It's just so
What are you gonna
stupid.
brag about? I'm the best.
And it's the same
bought
thing
it.
for consoles. It's like even worse. It's like they have to try even less, right? Like they just make an item and all of a sudden they're like God tier instead of like just having their computer farm Paragon or whatever. But
I looked up a player the other day, and I think at the time there was like I don't remember the exact numbers. It was like around 200 hours were totally possible in the season. And the player had like 190 something, like 191 or some shit of a possible 200.
yeah,
And it's like, the fuck, man.
I don't know. You would think at the very least for this. So like hours played, maybe that's not the perfect metric because people can go ham, right? And that's like it's kind of like a slippery slope. But if you've like got a fucking like some back end scraper should be like, okay, he did a 150 in 36 seconds solo.
We should check this out.
Maybe we should look. Like maybe this account should get flagged. And then you can immediately see on the clear itself, the data gets saved and they're wearing a ring with 3 fucking sockets. Like that's the easiest ban in the universe, right?
Or 1,000,000,000% physical damage. It's like, okay, there you go.
God damn.
Man.
Like, what are we
Yeah,
doing?
so the thing, I don't understand what's going on at Blizz. Maybe the manpower's not there. Maybe they
Sure.
literally don't have anybody to do this, which has to be the case.
Yeah.
Because, like, I would think an intern would work for free. Like, could you give an intern that's in, like, some kind of computer science, like, okay,
Yeah.
okay, guy, here's how you can look at the leaderboards. This is how you can go in and, like, manually ban these people and, like, give me a report of the people you ban and why you ban them. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, he's going to do it for free. Like, he just to intern at Blizzard,
Yeah.
or $10 an hour or whatever. I don't know, man.
But it's not just that. Like, think of how many players started playing Diablo. Like, this is their first Diablo experience. And
Yeah.
they're like, okay, what's the point? What am I doing? And like, okay, oh, let's try to get on this leaderboard. Sweet. And so they play, and then they see it's just rampant with botters. And like, you've just lost those cut. Like, it's so.
Yeah, and those new guys are going to be like, oh, well, it must be the thing. Let me
Yeah.
get some cheat programs too. Let me look this up,
Right.
Because I guarantee a big majority of them would. They're going to be like, oh, shit, that's I want 1,000,000%
Sure.
physical ring. Let's go get one. How do I do that?
Mom, how do I get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So it just, I don't know, man. I feel like it either creates like a whole new generation of like just cheaters and botters, or like it creates a whole new generation of people who are like this is how Blizzard like treats their own games. Like, what a joke company.
Mm-hmm.
Like, either way, it's negative.
Yeah.
So it's just
and the leaderboard should just be removed at that point.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, the first 100 people are all using billion% physical rings or triple sockets, or it's like, well, there's no integrity. Like, what's the point of having?
How
like,
are you going to
cheat
port a
artists?
game to the console and then not even like support it, like even a little bit? Like, that just doesn't.
And to be fair, the cheating, I think, might be out of their control with people jailbreaking their consoles and getting access to root files they shouldn't have, and it's offline. Save editors, things like that. That's cool. Like, I don't expect Blizzard to fix the problems with the consoles, but if an account logs into their online service and uses those hacked items, then ban them.
Yeah.
Like, no more online services for you. You're stuck in offline mode forever. And that's acceptable to me. Like, okay, I cheated, I got caught. All right, I can play offline or just lose the license of the game. I don't care. But because, like, I don't have a problem with people modding Skyrim. Like, go have fun, do what you want to do. And it should be the same for the offline Diablo. But the second you start pushing leaderboards and shit with it, it's not the same anymore. Like, now you're a scumbag.
Imagine if Diablo had like a API, right, where you could like access like leaderboard information and then filter out on your own basis, right? Like, so like, imagine if the community had like a leaderboard and we could be like, you know what, like over 20 hours of uptime a day, like you're just you're fucking mind, no way. And like, are these items that are crazy? Like, that'd be so great. Like, even if they did that, like,
the data's there. I just don't know if they have a way to scrape it, because you can inspect a profile and see and do the math and figure it out. So it makes me wonder if they would have support for something like that.
Yeah.
So it'd be awesome. It'd be cool. I mean, they could even build that in their own systems.
They could. Very easy.
I think it would be, like we've talked about forever.
Yeah.
And I think your idea of filtering the leaderboards based on the class,
things,
even. Like,
right?
I want to see the top Inarius
Yep.
runs. I want to see the top, Traggles.
I want to see people within my X amount of time, like all that stuff.
Or my Paragon.
Yep.
But
yeah, and then it only gets worse from here.
Then there's
there's a kind of uproar on Reddit right now where the amount of bots people are seeing in like public bounties is kind of getting out of control. Like, some of these lawn builds are like super tanky, super easy to program, and just seeing a lot of T16. The bounty mats are more juicy. So
I've talked about it before. I streamed one time some dude botting in a public game for like 30 minutes. I just followed him. He was just running back and forth. And I'm just like, oh, what's up, dude? Hey, where are you going? No, stop. And I just kept following him and talking. And then eventually he timed out and left the game. His bot realized it was broken, I guess, and just left the game. But I'm like,
it's crazy.
And you can't even do anything about it. You can't, it's just, if you kick him out of the game, a replacement usually doesn't come if a couple bounties are done, turned in. So,
and not just that, like, you're gonna kick him out of the game, and then what? They're just gonna go like join someone else's game. Like, there's literally nothing you can do. Yep. You can't even report people still. Like, you can literally not even report people in Diablo. It's just so insane.
You can't.
So
I
insane.
thought you could for some
No,
reason. Maybe you can't.
it's
Crazy.
yeah, it's actually crazy. But
Hmm.
yeah,
Let's
and
talk about the spearmen.
yeah,
This
which
is
is
great.
totally right. You know,
Hmm.
I actually commented on this last week. It's like people are kind of in uproar on Reddit right now because, like, you know, it's just being like raising its ugly head again because they're like absolutely right. So like vanilla Diablo, like wasps, like do you remember that? Like you couldn't
Yeah. Oh my
fucking
God.
walk, like you would just,
Yeah.
especially in melee, because you chase the wasp and then turn around and spit like one and you just like died.
You're like dead.
Yeah,
Yeah. I played up ARB. So
yeah,
I remember.
100%. And it's
Fucking
like,
hated that.
yeah, you run into like these rifts that have like ghosts, spear throwers, tongue lashers, and it does more
It's
like one
unavoidable
little
damage,
spear
man.
does more damage than like a rift guardian straight up like punching you in the face,
Yeah.
which is so backwards.
Yeah. We were doing rats the other night,
Yeah.
and I think it was with you, and we got a rift full of spearmen, and it was just I remember thinking like, dude, this sucks. Like
Right.
so much worse than, you know, you can speed them in like 2 minutes. We did like 2 minute run, 2 minute run, 2 minute run, and then we get a rift that's just spearmen on every level, and it's like 4 or 5 minute run. You know, like, well, that's awesome.
And it would be. Here's another thing that drives me crazy about the spear throwers. So like, it wouldn't be so bad as if during the animation they were locked in, right? So like, oh shit, I missed. But instead they get to like pivot while they throw, which like that's not even fair. Like,
Yeah.
it's
They're aimbots for sure, man.
yeah.
Hacks.
And then the same thing goes for like Lacuni Prowls. This is something I've been complaining about since like the spawn of time. Like Lacunis, so say you're using Blood Rush and you're on a Necro, right? So your character gets like registered where you're going to be before you're even there. And Lacunis are already in the air, flying towards your character. And there's that like slight delay when you Blood Rush. And there's literally nothing you can do if you get hit by like 3 Lacunis. Because you're dead where you already
you just have
were
to
going
walk
to be.
super slow.
Yeah, you have to walk
I mean,
it.
It's just like
It's like
just creep it super slow. And if you're playing Singularity, it gets rough because then you're not making enough corpses to keep going.
Right.
So. I
just
think
like,
some of the trash mobs need to be tweaked a little bit.
100%.
And maybe this should be a poll for an upcoming
Sure.
thing, but would you rather have them adjust trash mob damage to get that more in line, or would you rather have them adjust density? Because man, I'll tell you, getting some rifts that have no density is just as painful. Like, I don't know the name of the tile set, but there's one of the more recent tile sets they added. That's a open tile set, but it's super empty. It's the one that's got the candles by the entrances and exits.
Yeah, like
You know
the
what I'm
new
saying?
one from Necro.
Yeah. I don't know the name of the tile set,
Yeah.
but yep.
It's
it's-
what they
there's never
could do
density.
is like take these like mobs that we kind of flag as a community. They're like these guys are insane, right? Like ghosts, spear throwers, tongue lashers, lacunis, and then they wouldn't like saying reducing their density. Like when they do occur on a map, that's not enough, right? Because then you're just like you're at a disadvantage because you have less density. But you could take away from their density and increase like some of the other stuff that spawns with it through RNG.
Yep.
And then like
Or
if you're dodging like
increase their value a little bit
Sure.
too to make it.
But if you're dodging like 2 or 3 spear throwers, like that's manageable, right? Like if you're dodging like 20, you're just dead.
it's impossible.
Right.
Yeah, you can't. So
Definitely.
yeah, like
something.
you get if you get I don't know. It's some of the empty open tile sets, like battlefields, for example, and you just get spear throws in there. There's like 20, 30 on a screen.
Bye.
But yeah,
Right.
Like okay, I'm gonna die a lot.
Maybe if
Here
they
goes.
didn't pivot either, like that would be something to see. Like,
Well,
could you dodge?
ghost lock on and they don't let go. Like
Yeah,
if a ghost
true.
just starts channeling, there's nothing you can do.
Right. Yeah.
Kill it, hopefully, but that's all you got.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be fun to see that. Spearmen, I think, are my least favorite at the moment. Lacunis, maybe second, I guess second, and then Ghost third. Because Ghosts seem to be a little more manageable, but
Yeah. For me, it's like literally lacunis. Because like even with lacunis, like and it's like tongue lashers too. Sometimes like you can, I love playing Ingion based builds, and so you're just flying, right? And so you spawn to the next level, and you're just like flying through, and then boom, you hit like a pack of 12 tongue lashers that you couldn't
one
even
blood
see.
rush and you're just dead.
And or 3 lacunis jump on your face. And plus, lacunis are even worse because like they can jump over your land of dead. Like, they just jump over it. Like, it's easy. So it's like, tongue lashers, you can at least freeze when you get there and stop them. But, like, the Kunis just fly over your freeze and kill you after you blow your big
I
cooldown.
thought that they also fixed the spawn for the new boss. What's his name? Vasilius?
Yeah, and you still can't see him. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, they can't. They didn't fix him either because I remember getting him and like, where's he at? Where's he at? Again, I was doing a rift and I'm looking for him. Like, I don't know where he spawned at. He's here somewhere.
Yeah. And that was a cool thing, like the ping that they added to like Rift Guardians. Yeah, everything all other one works, but this new one that came with the Necro.
They could just remove him as a Rift Guardian until they fix it. That'd be fine.
Sure.
Just I hate that guy so much.
Yeah, it's such a disadvantage. Like when he spawns, because he doesn't chase. He doesn't port to you. You have to track him down. That's the other. Like they need to change at least that he can port to you. But, anyways, this was something I saw pop up, and I was curious your opinion on this. I have a strong opinion on this. So the community is saying, should they add a season of buff slot to Kanai's Cube so that you continue playing a build you've enjoyed without it breaking once the season ends? So say like Charge Barb from Season of Rourke. Could you save it in your cube and play it as it was meant to be that season indefinitely?
I think that's a really, really, really cool idea. But absolutely not.
Yeah.
And here's why. Like I think it's a phenomenal idea, and I think it's actually super awesome, and I want to say yes so bad.
I do too. Yeah.
But it just breaks balance forever and ever. And balance is already gone forever, I think, which is okay. I'm okay with that. I'm good with it now. But I think it's gonna pigeonhole you into playing the most OP thing that gets discovered from all the seasons, and would eventually pull away from future seasons, and it's just gonna keep things super broken and super 100% impossible to ever balance ever again.
Yeah, but could you imagine, say you're a brand new player and like you get into like a group, and this guy's playing Charge Barb from Season of Rourke, and you're like, oh my god, that's so amazing! Like, what's your build? Like, show me. Like, how do I get that going? Oh, I literally can't because I didn't play that season.
I would assume that in the cube they'd have a way to get it. Like they would just
clickable. Like, hey, give me Season of Rourke buff.
Yeah. I don't think it should be a cosmetical like I did the season, haha, look at me thing. It should be this season has happened. This is historically unlocked for everybody now in your cube. Once you get your cube, maybe make you farm up mats or some shit to unlock it. I don't know. Maybe it's got to be a drop, like, the Ralamandi or whatever the hell those things are called, the gifts. Maybe it's like that. You could throw it in your cube. But there's got to be a way for new players to get it. There has to be. You can't exclude them from that.
Right.
But balance is 100% gone if they do it.
Right.
And like Season of Lan is so powerful. I think it's more powerful than Rourke's season. So that's going to be all that you like. What next season if it's not better? Well, I'm just playing Lan again. But it's going to be like Convention of Elements. It's going to be a thing where you have to have it on. You have to have Bane of the Trap. Gotta have Convention.
What's insane to me, to kind of get off topic for a second, but
it's a cool ass idea though.
It is a good idea, but like they really messed up this season thing. So last season, they implemented the Rourke buff, which is a good idea, mixes up the game a little bit, but then they added the Lan buff, which completely contradicted the Rourke buff, and most of the classes, the best build was Lan, so like they canceled their own Rourke seasonal buff, and then this season, which would have been a better season, like if they had buffed Anarias last season, if they had buffed Chantoto last season for the Season of Rourke, would have been so much a better season, but instead we like flipped them, so now the best build from this season is a wizard build that uses a set during the Season of Lan. It's just like, oh my god.
I talked about that a lot actually, and I think that was a really big mistake.
Huge mistake.
Maybe they did it on purpose to give people that hate that theme an option. I think it was unintentional. Sure. I think that it was just trying to get us content as fast as they could.
Right.
Where they're like, this is ready, we can ship it, and they're like, do it, stick it in there. I think that's kind of how it probably went.
Right.
I don't think it was intentional, but I do think it was an oversight for sure. Because Lan buff with this Lan season, people would have been like, "Oh shit, this is awesome!" The hype would have been higher.
Right.
And then Chantoto's last season with Rourke would have been nasty. That would have been even more ridiculous.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
So, and it's ridiculous now.
Yeah. And even like Anaria's Poison Scythe, like it would have worked. Like if you could have free Rourke, it would have worked. But the problem is last season we had no Anarias buff to go with it.
Yeah.
So like that was a missed opportunity as well.
Yep. I hear you, but I think it's just like it's ready to ship, man. Get it out there, get it out the door. Let's try to get them whenever we can. So, and that's like I said, we don't know the staff that they have working on the game, which is kind of what I think leads back to this botting thing. I just don't think they have talent on the team available. You know, the talent's probably working on Overwatch and
hopefully the next Diablo,
man. Yeah, maybe. You know, I hope they have some super fucking amazing anti-cheat in D4. Like,
I don't
ridiculous,
know,
man. Ridiculous.
Yeah. Or just flags that they can monitor and do something about. A team that is dedicated to it would be great.
Yep.
But another idea, and this is something I think we were talking about it. Maybe I can't remember who I was talking about it with. Maybe it was Bloodshed. I have no idea. But I thought this would be kind of a fun idea, right? For those people that want that taste of hardcore, but don't necessarily want to play hardcore, like don't want to lose their character forever.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about a deathless leaderboard? So you go into a greater rift with your build, and as soon as you die, you're kicked out.
Yeah, that's cool. So it doesn't matter if you die; you can still be on the leaderboard. But as soon as you die in that rift, boom, start over. You got to key a new rift, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Because
a death counter on the rift clear would be cool too. I mean, in itself.
Yeah.
You know, just
and filter. Sure.
Just when you know, it'll say the thing, and just maybe on their portrait somewhere have a red number. That's how many times they died or something. That'd be
sure.
Cool.
Yeah. I kind of feel like it almost plays into like the flow of the game better. So like, say you're doing a greater rift and like, oh shit, I died. You kicked out. It's like it's not what you're fishing. You know what I mean? It's like I'm just trying to survive and do the best time that I possibly can. And hopefully I don't die. And if I die, shit.
I think it would drastically change leaderboards for that tier, because now it's, you know, I mean, I guess you're going to fish a lot of rifts, and fishing an awesome rift is going to be even more ideal and maybe more beneficial. But yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
You know, I think if you just completed a rift, you know, let's just say you could probably do like a 115, but you're going to die a couple times, but you could do like a 112, no deaths.
Right.
That 112 is going to be way more valuable than that 115.
Yeah.
Now, so it would be fun.
Yeah.
See people do it.
Yeah, it'd be great to put into our new season that we can bring to build into the Greater Rift, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Our seasonal theme, the ThaPChild seasonal theme. The second armory slot in the GR and Deathless GR leaderboard. Get on up, Blizzard. We're ready. Yeah. But another thing, I've been wanting to talk about this for like weeks, and it just like keeps slipping through. There's this pretty big, pretty hyped Diablo mod, Hellfire, that you guys can check out. I'll put a link in the YouTube description. And it's not necessarily that, you know, I'm hyped about it or anything like that. I just think it's really cool when like community like do stuff like this, because there's gonna be a ton of players that like love Diablo 1. So I just wanted to like kind of promote it. If you guys are interested in that at all, you know, we'll link it in the YouTube video description or whatever.
All right.
But yeah, I think it's cool.
Your camera died. By the way.
That's me. That's my face.
Mm-hmm. His face. He's working on becoming.
I'm a robot. Beep boop boop beep.
Yeah, it's cool. I haven't really played Diablo 1 in any meaningful. I played it forever ago. I think I played on PlayStation 1, maybe. But I haven't really played it.
It was on PlayStation? The fuck?
I think it was, yeah. I think I played it on PlayStation.
Did you play like Baldur's Gate and confuse it with Diablo?
I did, man. Yeah, dude. I played Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the same era-ish that I was playing Diablo. That was my... Baldur's Gate, I think, was the first ARPG I played. Maybe Neverwinter Nights. I'm not sure which came out first. Probably Baldur's Gate. But that and Neverwinter Nights were kind of my jam way back, but I don't even remember them that well anymore.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
But I did check out this mod, and it looks insane. It looks like somebody busted their ass to make some really cool content. So
Sure.
if you're a Diablo 1 fan, you should check it out.
Yeah.
Looks legit.
I remember seeing Dungeon Siege for the first time. Did you ever play that?
It sounds familiar,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
And just being like, wow, these graphics are amazing.
Yeah, I thought Baldur's Gate was so baller too.
Right.
Like back in the day, you go back and you look at things like that. So with Mortal Kombat 11 coming out recently, I was like kind of following that game. I was on the fence about buying it for a long time. I grew up in the MK era. Like, my one of my well-off friends, I might have told this story already. His parents bought him MK1 and MK2 arcade machines, like literally the physical machines.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is so stupid. Like, I'm poor. Like, I grew up so poor, Chad.
Right.
Like, you have no idea, right?
Right.
I'm talking like dirt poor. I can't even want to tell you, I'd be embarrassed. But this dude had like arcade machines in his house that were worth more than my house. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we used to go play all the time. We'd play MK2. I grew up on it. And so I remember specifically when I think it was MK4 came out on Nintendo 64 and thinking like they switched to polygons and like, what's a polygon? What's that mean? You know what I mean? And like
Sure.
reading all this shit. And then playing MK4 and thinking these graphics are so badass. So when MK11 came out, somebody put together like this history of Mortal Kombat, YouTube video.
Yeah.
It showed up in my feed, so I watched it, and it was like when the 64 came up, I was like, that looks like shit. It looks so bad.
Yeah.
How did we used to play this garbage?
Yeah.
It looks so bad.
Yeah.
So
100%. I say that all the time, like about all the old stuff. People are like, "Oh man, you should go back and play Diablo 2. You should play Diablo 2." I'm like, no. Like, you see that game? It looks so bad.
I can't even. I thought about it, and then Bloodshed played it one time, and
Yeah.
like when it came out, and I watched him for a while, and I'm just like, dude, I can't do this, man. I couldn't do it.
And I loved Halo. Like, I played Halo 1 ungodly amount of hours, right? But fuck if I play that now. It's awful.
Brutal. It's super, super brutal.
But then you kind of come from the other end of the spectrum sometimes too, because like for me, like I could never play Final Fantasy VII again. Are you kidding me?
That game
looks
different,
like shit.
though, man. That game's on a different level because it's. I think it was designed
No.
in such a
No, it looks like
way
shit.
that the boxiness,
You are
is
nostalgia.
part of it.
No,
I've played it recently. It's part of that game's thing, and like Final Fantasy VIII tried to be realistic. It tried to be like cutting edge. Like, look, let's make them look like real people. And now it looks super dated, and I love 8 too. But 7's timeless, man.
No.
I love that game.
Just completely disagree. It's almost like
Maybe that's
the WoW
how
Classic,
people
right?
feel about Diablo.
Like watching WoW Classic
yeah.
and you see the graphics, you're like, oh my god.
No, but it's playable to me though. Like,
Yeah,
I see it,
no,
and I'm like,
100%. Because it's not that outdated, right?
Yeah, well, it's because WoW still looks like shit comparatively.
True.
But it's still fun, and I still play it. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I can't do it.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
I'm with you.
But yeah, do you want to talk about this little thing?
Yeah, let's talk about this little thing. There's a game that came out recently called Dauntless, and it's got 6 million players already in the first week of release. It's a free-to-play game. I think they're copying the PoE/Warframe/
PoE.
Fort.
It's over the shoulder.
Schemes. No.
The free-to-play model?
Scheme,
Okay, yeah.
The model. Yeah. So the model is that, free-to-play, pay to skin, I believe. So I haven't dug too deep into the microtransactions, but I did read some things that said that's the way it works. So. But it looks cool to me. It's very Monster Hunter-ish, and I played a little bit of Monster Hunter when it came out on PC. It was a fun game. I didn't go crazy on Monster Hunter because there's just so much stuff to play. But free to play, man, that's enticing looking to me. Like, that looks pretty damn cool, I think.
Yeah, I played this beta.
I did too a little bit.
I got bored pretty fast. All the mobs, like, you only saw like 3 kind of unique bosses per like outdoor zone.
Yeah, I played the very first wave of the beta, so it was pretty rough at that time. I think it's come a long way since then. But that being said, I don't know. I haven't played it, but
sure.
I don't know. It's free, so if if I get super bored with stuff, it's like shit. I could check it out, and if I like it, then spend money there, and if not, cool.
And for sure, especially if you like Monster Hunter and shit like that. Like, no reason not to, right?
And the cool thing about it is it's cross-platform. So if you have friends that play on Xbox or PlayStation or PC, you guys can all play together, which is crazy. That's never happened. This is the first game.
Really?
That it doesn't
I feel like we just
matter
talked about something like that like the other week.
Last week it was this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is the first one that's just like, straight up cross-save, cross-platform. So if you're playing on PC, you hop on your PlayStation, you have your same character, your same gear, same progression.
Damn.
So it doesn't matter. So you can go to your buddy's house no matter what system he has and load it up.
Nice.
Yep. So pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting for anybody that likes this
stuff.
style game.
Right.
Yeah. So
right on.
I got hooked on WoW again though. So
you wait what? Wait what?
What? World of Warcraft. I got back on that WoW crack, man.
Like BFA?
Yeah. I'm getting ready for 8.2. 8.2 is going to come out in probably a month or so, so I'm trying to get my characters
Hold up. I swear to God, P. If you play this fucking 8.2 instead of playing the goddamn PoE patch and finally understanding what PoE is, I'm going to come after you, dude. I swear to God.
Oh, man.
I'm tired of this podcast. Like, this is an ARPG podcast focused, and every single time we talk about PoE, you're like, I don't know.
I don't know. What's that? Path to what? We'll see. It just sucks you
I
in.
need to find a new co-host. We'll see. Jeez.
You're fired. Wow. This is a WoW podcast taking over.
So it's like, is there any interest in the WoW Classic, or is it just the BFAs?
I think that helps a little bit. WoW Classic to me still, I don't get it yet, and I played so much of it. I played more WoW Classic than any other game in my life. So, any famous streamer or YouTuber that you talk to is like, I've hated it, and then once I played it, I got it. It's so much fun. I don't know if I'm buying into that shit.
Sure.
But, I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it, and if it's fun, then I'll keep rolling with it. And after 2 or 3 days, if I'm like, this sucks, then that, hey, it was a fun trip.
Right.
It doesn't cost me anything. I already have my WoW subscription, so it's included.
Yeah. Yeah.
But switching gears from WoW.
Okay.
AMD. This is a little tech junkie segment. I'm a computer geek by heart. That's what I do to pay my bills for the most part. I work in IT. AMD has announced their new series of GPU, the 5000 series. They showcased a graphics card that was 33% faster than a 2070, than an NVIDIA 2070, and it retails for $200 less. So they are going to put some squeeze on NVIDIA to start dropping prices, and they might have an actual good product that people can use to game with.
I'll be curious to see
then
the
also
benchmarks on it before.
Yeah, I mean, we got to wait till the reviewers actually get their hands on it and stuff. Take it with a grain of salt.
Right.
But for $300 to get a 27 or a 2070 performance for $300, man, that's pretty crazy. So, and then the Ryzen 3 series CPUs were announced, and they showcased a Ryzen 3 3700X that was producing 30% faster in multi-core applications than a 9700K, and single core performance was equal to a 9700.
Damn.
Okay, and they retail for $300 as well. So like, AMD's coming in with some good shit that's going to be affordable. Right. So if you are like trying to upgrade your PC to a new gaming PC anytime soon, just hold off a little bit, because NVIDIA and Intel are either going to have to match their prices or just get this new AMD shit. So yeah, I think NVIDIA might feel the squeeze a little bit.
You think?
Their prices are fucking astronomical.
I don't know, man.
$1,200 for a 2080 Ti. $1,200, man.
NVIDIA's like the Blizzard though of like hardware, because it's like, nah, people pay for our name, right? People pay for.
I mean, I got a 1080 Ti when it was top tier, and it was, almost $800. That, and at the time, like I was like losing sleep at night because I spent so much money on a graphics card. I'm like, that was a dumb choice. I shouldn't have done that. Because Could have taken my kids out for the weekend, or
Right.
all these things I could have spent the money on. Now it's like double that. Oof, baby.
Right. Mhm.
So I hope this, helps people out
Sure.
a little bit.
Sure.
And that's it. You want to hit
Easy.
some Twitter questions?
Let's
You got
hit 'em.
anything else you want to talk about?
No.
Let's do it, dude. This is the Twitter question section. If you guys want to submit questions to the podcast, you can tweet at Lord Fluffy or at myself, ThaPChild, or join our Discords. That's the best way. And we each have new meta sections where you can post your questions. The first question comes from Tef. He says, what classes do you think will be introduced in the initial release of Diablo 4 when it finally comes in 2090?
That's a
Throwing
great question. That's a
little
great question.
shade in that question.
I like that question because it's interesting because they're staples, right? They're staples at this point. I don't think it'd be wise to leave Necro out of a launch because Necro's like that. I feel like it's that. I don't know. I feel like Necro more than any other class.
That's
is
the core to me.
the core
of
Diablo class.
Diablo. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so too. And that's when I found out it wasn't in Diablo 3. I was very disappointed, to be honest with you. I was like, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Obviously, like a wizard/sorcerer type is kind of like meta as well.
Yeah,
Can't really
I
go
think
without that.
your three staples will be there. You're gonna have wizard or sorcerer, barb or warrior, and then necro probably, and then some crusader paladin style class.
Okay. So we're just getting rid of like kind of the dex classes at this point.
Yeah. No, there's gonna be some kind of rogue-ish character, an assassin or a rogue or a
Yeah, there'd be a
druid,
bow.
maybe.
I think there'd be a
think
bow
druid's
class.
highly likely.
You can't not have a bow class.
Yeah.
So like a ranger, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Was it the archer? I don't even know what.
Let's. How many do you think it's gonna ship with? That's probably a better question, even.
Yeah. I mean, I tend to think that maybe they'll go more this time around.
I think 6. I think we're gonna get.
I
6.
think that they might like do more than they've ever done. So I want to say like something like 8, like something crazy.
I think but when you think about it, man, I think Necro could get chapped again.
What?
They're gonna have to have a wizard sorcerer class. They have to.
Of course.
That's got to be locked in. They got to have a barb warrior class.
Okay.
Got to be. So those two are guaranteed.
Okay.
Got to have a bow class. I think you got to have a bow class, right?
Okay.
That's guaranteed as well.
You got to have a
There's
pet
3.
class. Necro. Boom. Done.
You got to have. You think? Like
Yes. People love their pets.
that gives like 3 kind of like weird hybrid classes or weird things they can do. The Necro falls in that weirdish category, I think. So you could throw a Necro in there, maybe a Druid, because everybody's been asking for it forever.
Sure.
So I think that's highly likely.
So maybe Wizard gets the chop.
So that's 2. So then there's one more left, and that's going to be like your assassination-ish style,
sure. Like,
class.
yeah.
That's my 6.
Okay. That's not bad.
But
It's
then
okay.
there's no Crusader, no Holy Paladin, no Holy Knight, no Death Knight. God, I hope they throw Death Knight in there.
Hell
I
yeah,
want some
really.
dark, evil, sinister
What
shit.
if they like had the branches, Like what if they kind of went back to that formula?
Good yeah, they could. Or good or evil.
Sure.
Do you think it's likely they're going to do a good versus evil?
That'd be sick.
would
Angels
be
versus
so
demon.
awesome.
Would anyone be an angel,
Yes.
though?
I'm sure.
No,
Yeah, I'm
nobody
sure.
would. Nobody
Yeah.
would. Chat. If
Yeah.
say an angel, if you're gonna be an angel, I don't believe it.
That should have been the poll.
Angel versus
That's
demon.
next
Who
week's
would you
poll
be?
right there? Angel versus demon.
I feel like we did do a poll.
Did we?
I think we did
We
once
probably
upon a time.
did. Yeah, we probably did.
Angel. Oh my god.
Really.
Mods, you know what to do. Get these guys out of here.
I would for sure roll evil. It's not even. I mean,
not even close.
they'd have to make the good angel side a little OP so people would play it.
So then, like, the question begs is like, okay, so if you pick angel side, that's like you start as warrior. You pick angel side, you're paladin. You pick demon side, you're death knight, kind of thing. Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's like
they
an
made you make
EverQuest
a
2
choice?
formula
Like
kinda
like
thing?
what if the intro level starts off and it's like, you're going through and it's like, all right, do you save him or kill him? It's like boom. You chop him down, you're a
Hell yeah,
death
dude.
knight.
Hell yeah.
You save him, you're angel.
Yeah. Yeah, I can
you
see
go.
that. But I would hope, okay, this is one thing that has always annoyed me about World of Warcraft is, like, why can't you betray? Like, what? Why can't I be like a wolf dude? And I'm like, fuck the alliance. Like, no one ever thinks outside the box.
Yeah. The Pandarian monks you actually had to pick. You quested to 20.
Right.
And then at 20 you had to pick Horde or Alliance.
Yeah.
But once you're locked in, you're locked in. So
Just don't make no sense.
you can betray Horde and go Alliance, or Alliance and betray Horde. It costs $20.
Yeah, but no, that's not the same. No.
It costs $20.
Right.
You're like, here's my cash. I'm fucking trading. I'm trading.
No.
I just don't understand why anybody would play Alliance in the first place. So it's okay.
Sure, yeah.
Like, I get it.
I get it too. It doesn't make sense, but at
The
least
second question comes from Dual Wield, and he says, "Do you think that followers should be carried into D4, and if so, should they have a bigger role or more impact?"
I would say, like, outside the realm of like it just being like a alternative form of stash or something you could like send off to town to sell shit. I don't want it. I don't want to do anything. I think followers in Diablo 3 they're just stupid. They're just something you like have to do. It's just like little annoyance kind of.
They're so worthless in
so
D3.
worthless.
Like, if you go into like even like a torment, let's say like a torment 10, and you deck your follower the fuck out. I mean, you put him in primal stuff. He's never gonna kill a trash mob. Like, never.
Right.
I don't even know if he ever would if he just stood there. So I think it's honestly a waste. It's like every class has a pet kind of that does nothing. I don't like them personally. I don't think there's any point to it at all.
You have to run it, right? It's like it's stupid because it's like
yeah.
you can't like not go into like a push without like a fucking Templar or whatever, like or
Yeah, you gotta
Enchantress if you're trying to hit
I
an
say
attack speed
get rid of
breakpoint.
it.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's garbage. Get rid of it personally. And if they do keep it, it needs to do something, but it can't be combat related. It has to have a different role.
Yeah.
It has to be
Sell my shit.
like you're selling. Sell my
Right.
shit, pick this up for me, or
Yeah.
open secret passages maybe, or something, depending on what I pick. He can like see things. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But something. But not combat.
No.
Stay out of the combat. Nighthawk says, what are your guys' thoughts on the 3 easiest conquests this season? Obviously, was it 45 or 55 with no set? I think that's a given. The 50 million gold, if you're doing Torment 16 and you kill the gold goblin, he literally will drop 50 million.
Sure.
He dropped 51 for me the other day. And then the third one, you kind of have a choice, in my opinion. You can either do I think it's 6 sets, 55, with greater of 55 with 6 sets, or master 8 sets. So it's easier to collect 6 sets of gear than to collect 8 sets of gear. So I think the 55 is the next easiest, because as long as you get the 6-piece, you can pretty much cheese it no matter what you're playing. So that's what I'm doing this season.
Yeah, I don't think that I'll do 3 because you don't need it to get the stash tab. So
you need 3 to get the wings.
Yeah.
If you only want the stash tab, you have to master 1 set.
Yeah. So I went to check. I was like,
kinda
what
like
are
the
the
wings this
conquests?
season.
And I looked and I was like, oh, I already have 2 of them done. Cool. I'm good to go.
Yep. Yeah. The other choices you have are the I forget, Speed Demon, I think's the name of it, where you have to do the entire campaign in an hour.
Right.
That's actually decently hard. You need to prep for it a little bit. I tried to do it just like, hey, let's get a group of guys and just run it. Even on normal difficulty, it still took us an hour and 10 minutes without any prep, and we were zooming as fast as we could. So you kind of need to know there are some secrets that can get you through faster that you need to research a little bit. But that one, if you have a team, that one's doable for sure. But yeah, that's it. Zombie says, Zombie Wolf asks, what have been your best drops this season?
I mean,
I have one. I have one primal equipped, and it's hexing pants, and I wouldn't call that like an amazing drop, but that is my best drop this season. I have a really nicely rolled Scythe of the Cycle. It's decent. It's not like the best ever, but it's decent. But only one usable primal so far.
Yeah, I think the only primal I'm still wearing is the homing pads. That's just because I haven't really gotten the Raisus or whatever volition.
Yeah,
mage shoulders. So I really haven't got anything that I would take into the non-season yet at all.
Yeah, nothing crazy for me at all either. So
Yeah.
You know,
Bad luck. Never feels bad.
do you know about what your primal drop has been? Like, do you keep track of that at all? How many drops you've gotten?
I don't really. I'll do like
I'm in the
someone's like, how much you got tonight? Like I know that, but
Yeah, I'm in the ballpark of like 15-ish,
Mm.
I think. So, which is a little bit lower than I would normally expect from this
sure.
point in the season. But
Especially with T16 being in the game now.
yeah, yeah. Let's see. If you Varkov says if you could add a set to every class, what would it do? My idea is to build support sets, Z Monk, Z Barb, etc. that buff the group, but not you.
Do we
It's
need
a pretty loaded
support
question.
classes to do more for the group than they're already doing? No.
I think he means like dedicated sets that are really designed around it. I don't think. Man, I'm going to contradict myself by saying this. I don't think Z characters were designed. I think they were
Oh.
found by the
Oh.
team. That being said,
Oh.
I'm not sure that rat runs were a total mistake, although they could have been.
Mistake, dude.
I don't. Do you think? I mean, I already know your answer. You don't think Z monks or Z characters were intentionally designed?
No.
Do you?
No.
Yeah.
100% no.
I think an intentionally designed support class. I don't like it. Personally, I think Z characters suck. I don't know if I'm contradicting past statements, but I will say in 2019, at this point in my Diablo career, I am kind of done with Z characters. Everybody wants to kill shit. Everybody wants to blow stuff up.
Yeah.
Let's just get 4-man metas where everybody's killing everything. Like, that's the most fun for everybody. Nobody has to worry about, oh, I guess I'll play the Z character. Everybody's like, yo, let's go kill shit. I think that's the way to go.
My thing would be if they're going to take time to develop a Z set, like, it's a probably complete and total waste of time because, like, Blizzard wouldn't even know what to do with that. Like, they would probably make some support set and it would just, like, suck and no one would run it. Because, like, they don't really pay attention to meta or know much about that. So I would hate that. I would rather them focus efforts on just making another set, right? Don't mess with Z stuff. Like, they'd probably just get it wrong.
So I mean, as far as the answer to the actual question, what kind of set would it be?
Yeah, I guess so. The question was like, what would we like to add to every class? Yeah, we kind of touched on this before. Like for Monk, there's really not a lot you could do besides Tempest Rush because like pretty much every skill I feel like is covered by some set.
I would look at metrics. So if I worked at Blizzard, I would assume 100%. I'd have access to metrics. And I would say, hopefully we have the ability to track like what skills are the least used skills for every class. And then I would grab a shitty skill and I would say, let's design a set that's going to make this shit awesome. Yeah. And then boom, that's what I would try to do. And that would give more diversity. And I would second that up by not having sets overlap, which we've talked about a million times. Sun Wuko's in his Wave of Light. Right. Example. Like, no, like just separate it.
Right.
Like let's have one do something and completely different.
Yep.
Arc Guy says, what would it take for Fluff to make a Lazy Mancer and Thorn's Necro Guides?
Small donation of $1 million.
$1 million.
I'll think about it.
Arc Guy.
Yeah. Just, boom. Easy.
Eddie says, do you think they should rework the augment system? Solo players doing 125s to 130s are not running 150 augments from group play. Maybe upgrading gems to only work in solo. Running groups has a different reward.
I'd rather, we should just have SSF, and then we don't have to have this like discussion. Because then, like, if you're playing in a group league or group season, like you should be running.
Expect
groups,
to do it. Yeah.
So
I agree 100%. I think SSF fixes the problem instantly. It fixes a lot of problems instantly.
But you'd almost be tempted in Diablo's current form to play a group because you're gonna have so many botters in SSF as well.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get away from it. It's just like if you look at the ladder and you see some of the top ranked guys, and it's like, okay, and you click on one of the Wiz or one of the guys, and then you see, oh, they have 7,000 hours on a Crusader this season too. I wonder what they're doing at night when they're sleeping.
Yeah.
You know.
I'd love to
So,
see him like crack it down. Like maybe you could only like create that necro and just play that necro. And so like you could just like avoid the Crusader League. Like you could still obviously bot like on a necro, but like the builds that would be able to farm efficiently, like using a bot program, would probably be nowhere near as good as like running Blight Spear through a Rit. Like you could never bot that probably.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, probably. You say that, and they're like,
Yeah,
oh,
they
check
probably
this
figured it out.
perfect Blight Spear.
Right.
You know, this
Sure.
shit's so fucking amazing. Yeah, SSF would fix that a lot, but let's say we're not going to get SSF. I think there are a lot of ways to fix this without having to even touch those mechanics. I think filters are another way you could do it, man. You could say, show me players that only have X, Y, Z, and then if gems are a filterable thing, then you could do that. Paragon's another thing, so it'd be kind of weird to filter off gem level.
Yeah.
But, I mean, who's to say you couldn't? I guess.
Sure. Yeah, I don't. To me, it's like, why is SSF still not a thing? Like, just flip the switch, guys. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, what about capping gems at a lower? I don't know, man. It's weird because the problem comes into play with you're punishing people because of bots, and like we're upset about the Paragon system because of bots. We're upset about gyms, a lot of play because of bots. Like how many of these 150 groups would be running it without bots?
Sure.
I'm sure a lot of them still would.
Yeah.
They're still really good players.
Sure.
But as many, probably not.
Yeah.
You know? So I think botting comes into play for so many things that we don't kind of think about in terms where if they just fix the botting, a lot of these problems go away.
Sure. Or at least
because I think you should be rewarded for doing a one. If you can legitimately do a 150 in a group, then you're baller. Like you are top tier,
100%.
and you should be rewarded for that top tier play.
Yep.
Is it gem ups? Is that a good reward? I don't know.
Right.
Like, you know, there could be something. There should be something.
I don't think. Yeah, I think the question in of itself is kind of not good, and I don't mean that in like a negative aspect, but like you can't like limit what group players can do just because like you don't want a group. Like that doesn't add up. Like it'd be great again, grouping, separation of SSF and groups, but we can't like restrict them because you know they have friends that play or whatever.
Is fundamental to the game itself because group play encourages you to get your friends to play, which means more game sales, and it also means more reason for you to come back. Like if this game was purely SSF, I would have quit a long time ago. Like not saying I wouldn't ever play SSF, I would. Yeah. But I also really love to just Greater Rift and chill. You know what I'm saying? Sure. It's like, yo, grab my buddies, blow shit up. Like an example of this is Fluff and I have been doing rats a little bit on the weekends. And like last weekend we did rats for, I don't know, man, like 3 or 4 hours one night. Sure. And it was cool because we were in a group just really just hanging out and talking while we did rats. And like that's fun to me. It's fun for me to get in groups and just chill with friends and talk to friends while we're killing shit. You know? Yeah. So if that aspect wasn't there, I wouldn't have as much fun. Yeah. Personally. Agreed. So Demonic Grizz says, if you guys could only stream one game for the next year, excluding Diablo, Destiny, Path of Exiles, what game would it be? So
Apex.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say Apex. I almost added to his question. I almost threw Apex in there because I'm like, he forgot Apex. Yeah. I don't know, man. I have a lot of. I don't know.
You can't play like God of War for a year, you nerd.
I want to say WoW. Like WoW is fun. And like I
really wasn't WoW on that list.
No, he didn't say WoW either.
Well, shit.
We'll put WoW and Apex on the list.
Oh, fuck.
All right. So I had a lot of fun streaming The Crew. Nerd. It's a race, our game. I'm into cars, and honestly, the player versus player competitive racing in that game was fun. Like it was fun. I could win sometimes, I lost sometimes, and it was a good time. Like that's what made that game fun for me. So I don't know if I could do it for a year though. Shit. What are you saying? That's it. Like that's the only 3 games I've ever seen you stream.
I don't branch out a lot. I mean, I go back to Halo, I guess.
Halo 1, Halo 5.
Halo 5, yeah.
They make that on PC yet?
No.
Are you sure they don't?
We talking about
Why haven't they ported that game? Like, doesn't make any sense.
It's gonna be probably
me,
part of this Master Chief Collective that they're doing.
But Microsoft makes it, dude. Like, come on.
I don't know. I don't have the.
I don't understand the decisions these guys make sometimes. Man. It blows my mind.
Because they want to sell Xboxes.
Don't you want to own the market? Like, dude, you could have the FPS. You could have the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't care about that. Gotta sell. I mean, nothing else is gonna sell Xbox. They're garbage.
Right, but then it's also that tweet that they tweeted out. Like, someone tweeted at Halo, like, "Is there gonna be a VR for Halo?" And they're like, "If you just mean battle rifle," and it's just like, "Are you dumb? Like, what the hell are you talking about? You don't like money. I know you like. You're Microsoft. You like money. What are you thinking?"
No. They're like, we got enough money. Fuck it. We're just gonna
make another Halo that's gonna die after 6 months. Yay!
Yeah, we're gonna put a lot of money in this campaign. It's gonna have a shitty Forge, and then that's it. All right, good job. Actually, it probably won't launch with Forge. It'll be a patch down the road.
Right.
So, Onion says, do you foresee a balance patch that brings builds up to be T16 viable? Yeah.
I feel like all sets can be T16 viable in their current form. I can't speak across all classes, but
yeah,
the ones I'm interested in, they can do it. So I guess
it's
like
just not as efficient. I think there's going to be power creep for a lot of things, just like we've seen forever with Diablo. So over season after season, they're going to try to change the meta by buffing things that aren't being played, would be my guess.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, eventually all things will be T16 viable right around the time they decide to go up to Torment 20.
That scares me, man. That scares me. When you say that, I'm immediately, my brain goes back to the dark ages of Diablo, where builds would die because they'd stop like buffing them, and new stuff would come out that has better damage modifiers. So new like builds come out, which is great, but then those old builds are completely left in the dust and die in the history, the annals of Diablo. Mm-hmm. Like, please don't do that again. Please, like, make all these builds, like, try to balance, like, a little bit. It doesn't have to be great.
I mean, I think after the season of Rourke, season of Lon was pretty easily guessable. I mean, I remember saying it like instantly. Like, it's gonna be season of Lon. Honestly, you can't go to some of the other seasonal themes that we've thought of, like season of COE. You can't do that after season of Lon. Season of Ingeom, you can't do that. You can't do, any of these one legendary item things aren't gonna make people happy. And it doesn't apply to every class, right?
Sure.
So next season has to be something new. It has to be something we haven't seen, or I think we're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Right.
I don't know if it's going to be like, hey, if you do the season, we're going to give you some badass legendary gem that's brand new. Or if you do XYZ, we're going to, I don't know, double cube, slot, something.
I was thinking...
drastically bring all the builds up to T16 though if they introduce some crazy power like that.
Sure. I was thinking it's like they could do Season of Endless Walk, but I'd be so pissed off because like you're nerfed for Torment farming.
Garbage.
Like you're moving nonstop in Torment, so like you just like your damage would just be nerfed like all the time.
Yeah,
that'd be terrible.
I don't think they'll do that.
I could see them doing a season of Focus and Restraint. I would rather have a season of Focus and Restraint than a season of COE.
Yeah,
but it'd still be a lame choice.
But neither of those are as good as Rourke or Lon. Like
I think F&R is almost comparable to season of
Lon.
Rourke.
I think you got to step it up though. I think that's like a side grade at best, you know. And it's like to me, you got to keep going up. And I don't know, man. I just they have to give us something new. They can't just keep throwing
free items
mechanics in,
right?
But I think I'm really scared that's what's going to happen.
Yeah,
I'm super scared that we're going to get season of Traveler's Pledge or season of Focus and Restraint.
Right.
I hope not, though.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot that could kill the momentum more for Diablo. Like, cause it's been going up, right? Like like this seasonal thing will be okay. I don't think anything would kill that momentum more than next season of COE. I think it would just be like, boom.
Oh, yeah, season of COE is by far probably the worst that you could imaginable. Yeah, I don't see anything really worse than that. Like what could be even worse than that?
I
Season of
mean, what
Nemesis
some of the stuff
Bracers,
chat's been
like,
suggesting,
you
like
know,
someone's like season of shrines, season of
what would Season of Shrines do?
probably more fucking like double shrines, like that'd be
Okay,
so bad. Season of sage,
I'd
that would be
rather have
so
double
boring.
shrines than COE. Like seriously though, would you rather have double shrines or COE?
COE, what double shrines? Who cares?
COE, who cares, man?
Yes, but
Like,
like you're already putting in your build, like okay, cool, I get one more item. Whoop de doo.
I'm so sick of COE as it is now, though. I guess that's why I'm so negative on it. Like I'm just tired of staring at that COE cycle all
Sure,
the time.
right.
I don't,
Season of
I'm done with
furnace,
it.
would that be less?
Yeah, that's shitty. That's pretty
really
bad.
shitty.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think that they're going. I think that they have to realize they got to go up. They can't just go
Yeah.
new legendary.
I don't think that we'll see
Nope.
like so people are saying double XP. I don't think that we'll see going back to stuff like that, right? I don't
Yeah,
see
no,
them
that's gone.
ever
That's
going
gone,
back
yeah.
to like adding some mechanic that doesn't really change it, like double goblin and stuff like that. I don't see
Double
them
bounty
going
mats, yeah.
backwards. Right.
I agree.
So from
If
now
you
on
did
it'll
have a
either be
cube
something
slot that was-
bigger.
okay. So what if they put in the cube slot some of those that weren't power creeps though? Like what if they did in the cube slot double bounty mats, double goblins? I mean, then you're just gonna change it depending on what you're doing.
Mm.
You
If
got to
you got
make
an
choices
option?
meaningful. What if you had to pick for the entire season?
Gross. What are we
It's
picking
like,
between?
okay, double bounty mats or double goblins.
Oh,
I
double
mean, they're gonna
bounty
give us something else too. Double bounty mats for me all day
Terrible.
long.
Fucking
Yeah.
terrible. That'd be so boring.
Or double XP. I don't know, man.
I mean, you'd have to go with double
It's
XP,
just,
right?
It's just a bad idea all the way around.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to.
You would have
it's,
to.
It's never. It's just horrible.
Get left in the dust. I chose
Yeah.
double bounty man. I chose double goblins. You're out of your mind,
You'd be
dude.
like, could you imagine that one guy? You're like,
I bought a
like,
new
"Hey, I
account
chose-
because I accidentally chose season of
I
fucking
chose double
goblins.
He's like, you're just fucking just trolling that guy all day. Don't be. What are those cable commercials? They're like, don't be like Steve.
Yeah.
Steve chose
Double
cable
goblins.
TV. Yeah, like don't be like that guy.
Right.
Zaggy says thoughts on class progression like ascendancy in PoE, but for Diablo. It's always been my favorite form of progression in any RPG because it gives you a clear idea of what to work towards and greater build diversity playstyle.
I mean, I think
I don't really know what ascendancy
Oh
is.
my God, P-Child. So ascendancy is like starting as like a necro and it branches into like lich or minion master, something like that. Like
So it's like talent trees that branch you into changing
yeah,
class to a
and
subclass.
there's kind of like
Okay.
I would say there's like 2 to 3 options between each ascendancy. Like you can't spec the whole ascendancy. Like you have to like kind of specialize of each one, right? So there's like it's almost like you're branching into like a bunch of different classes, right? So like you have 3 ascendancies per base class, but then within each ascendancy you have like probably 2 or 3 kind of spec options. So you really have like just a ton, right? And I think that's great. I mean ascendancy are it's a big choice. It's kind of like the keystones or like big passive bonuses that you get along your passive tree as you level. I mean, I like
Can you
it.
reset those for free? Does it cost
Nope,
a lot of currency?
it costs like you can respec in PoE, but like it would be so inefficient to do that. You'd be better off just like
Making a whole new character?
yeah,
Really?
yeah. So like, don't get it wrong.
Choices that matter? What?
Yeah.
What?
Um.
I mean,
yeah.
choices that matter seem like. What do you think about that? Do you think that that's awesome in a game, or you think some people? I think it would scare.
Sure. And it
sometimes
does,
I
right?
think it's like
I think it does burn
it's
people
like-
out.
Yeah, I think you're afraid like I'm gonna fuck this up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick the wrong one.
Sure. I think that's smart to have like, okay, you finish like so there's 10 acts in PoE. Like if you say at act 10, you're like you get one, free respec, like the whole fucking tree if you want. I don't think there'd be anything game breaking about that. Plus you could like spec out for leveling and then
What if you just put a long ass cooldown on it? What if you just put like a week cooldown? Like you can respec once a week.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
maybe.
Because then it's like I tried this shit, it sucks, but fucking
Right.
next week
But you're still
I could
locked
go
in.
back.
You'd have to be locked into your ascendancy. Like you couldn't respec that. That'd be too powerful.
I don't know how it works enough
Sure.
to know if he should or not. But
Right.
yeah, I'm cool. Like I think some choices should matter a little bit.
Yeah.
At the same time, that could really suck. I don't know.
Right. I mean, you can also like buy currency to just respec your whole character, but
Money, pay to win.
Yep.
And then the last question we had tonight is from Coda. Coda says, "Who is the best actor in all of Game of Thrones?"
you know, I saw this question. So I thought a little bit about it at work, and I really thought about it. Right.
Okay.
There's not a lot of standout performances in Game of Thrones. Like no one really, I felt like had a crazy challenging character to play that went through like a lot of shifts.
I questioned that a little bit, but okay.
Okay.
All right, we can discuss that.
So I would say just from like a character arc and doing a good job, probably Tyrion.
Tyrion?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I think this isn't my choice, but challenging your response. I think that Daenerys in the final 2 episodes,
Trying to sell her character shift.
yeah, I think she did a pretty damn good job. I think she looked.
The one thing I will say about Daenerys is she does a really
Not
good.
to spoil it, but
Yeah, if you ever see her talk in real life, like it's almost obnoxious. Like she really gets under my skin. I can't describe it. Like she
she has
uses.
a huge accent.
It's not an accent. I
Someone's
love
accent?
accents. It's her eyebrows. Like she uses her eyebrows like so much when she talks. It's like
I never thought about
I
that.
can't
Now I'm
even.
gonna
I
look at
can't take
Thanks.
it. And on the show, she like super dumbs it down. Like you never see her do that, and she looks like so much better. Like she's more attractive because she doesn't do it when she acts. But when she's talking in real life, it's like I can't stand you. I don't know what it is. Like it's like I can't take it.
Yeah, man. I think Tyrion's a great choice. I think he did an awesome job. I haven't watched season 1 in so long, but Sean Bean is
Oh God, yeah, he's the shit.
so accomplished in himself, and I think his performance in the first one was just fucking amazing. And I haven't seen it since it originally aired though, so I'd have to go back and see how I really felt about it. Yeah, I didn't think about this question. I really didn't see it till I was putting the list together earlier. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with Sean. I'm gonna go with Sean from season 1, just because of his other works too. Because the question is, who's the best actor in all of Game of Thrones? And I think Sean Bean is the best actor that they've ever cast in the series, even though he wasn't in it that long.
Right. Wow. Spoilers.
Yeah, if you haven't seen season 1, it was fucking 8 years ago. Come on, Boromir forever.
Yep.
That's it. That is
Easy.
all the
That was
questions.
a lot of
If
questions.
I missed your question, every now and then I'll miss a question if you submit them late in the day. So I try to grab them on the next week's episode. Also, little announcement: the podcast is also now on Spotify. I have a link for it, so I'm gonna grab that and we'll throw that in chat real quick. But you guys can now catch it on Spotify if you want to. It's got to work in their search algorithms, so it's there. If you search the new meta, you click on podcast, you got to scroll down a little bit. The more people that click it and subscribe and shit, it'll move up the list. Spotify is really weird like that. But there's the Spotify link. And of course, on YouTube and iTunes and Google Play, you can also find.
Yeah. Sweet. Sick. More platforms.
More
Does this mean like we're not gonna get the comments like, "Hey, the podcast is like 5 episodes behind"?
That's people bitching about YouTube. Like, when's Fluff gonna upload the YouTube video?
I don't think that's 5 episodes behind. What are you doing over
I've
there?
never been 5. I've been like 2.
Fucking rat.
So much editing. All right. Yeah, I'm trying to stay on top of them better. I'm not gonna promise. I won't ever slip up. If I get busy at work, I might fall behind for a couple days. But we do get them on there as fast as I can.
Word.
So
Easy.
that's it, guys.
That's it. All right.
Catch you guys next week for 54.
55.
55. 55.
Yeah. And ThaPChild in a dress. 55.
No, absolutely.
God damn it.
Absolutely.
What
not.
about the picture of the Snapchat filter? Can we see that one?
I'll take a new one for you that I can actually
Oh,
post.
come on. Shirtless.
You guys missed this. So, all right, this is like, I guess, a PS. We were doing rats, and there's this thing going around on Snapchat where you can make yourself look like opposite sex. So if you're a girl, it'll make you look like the guy girl. And so, we're talking. I'm trying to get Fluff to post a pic. He's trying to say he doesn't.
I don't have Snapchat. I'm 40 fucking years
And
old.
so I have one, and I'm getting ready to show it, and then I realized that I took it like in my bedroom, and it was Saturday morning, whatever morning it was. I didn't have a shirt on, so I had my alpha chest hairs hanging out. Like no, can't use it, can't do it. So maybe
You should.
see.
All right.
All right,
We'll catch you
55
guys
next week.
Yeah. Peace out.